Show of hands, how many of you have children or a child that's like very important in your life? A lot of us. For me, I actually have that too. I don't have my own child, but I have a nephew I take care of a lot. And I found the most rewarding part of that was always watching them develop and just seeing, children, how they develop. And that leads me to what I've decided I want to do, which is be a teacher, which a few others have covered today. And the main reason I want to do this, I think seeing so many kids develop and also helping them as they develop through like high school or college or even middle school is just such an important part of their life that we should focus on that. And so today I'd like to talk about how it might not be the most profitable job, but you can definitely live off of it. How there's really a huge need still for teachers and what they do. And of course, that there's a reward in teaching that isn't really monetary. So the first thing I want to talk about is the salaries aren't exactly great and livable. So according to the NET, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, they're average getting about 80,000, but in general it's closer to around 60,000. In fact, if you look right over here in Minnesota, we're right in that 70,000, 60,000 area here in Faribault, right in the map, which is most of Minnesota. And the average annual wage is of course 82,000. And the average living cost according to the Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Growth is around 52,000, which again is a bit more in flux because of how much it is in the north and other places. But there's still enough of a gap there, I think it's very livable and easy to do so. And while you wouldn't be able to live luxuriously, you definitely live a stable life. That would bring me to my second point, which is that there's still a huge need. According to the Department of Education, which does a list every year of academic studies that are in need, they listed agricultural education, computer keyboarding, and business education as all fields that need them. And a lot of those are either fields that are forgotten, like agricultural education, which we just don't see used as much, or new and upcoming fields like keyboard and computering, which is just always starting to get more further. And you also have people like Stephen Coombs, who was nominated Teacher of the Year back in 2014, who said there are burgeoning teacher leadership opportunities and outlets and fellowships to help you craft your voice and find your call in this movement of teachers. And his whole point was that teachers are such an important and integral part to a child's development and everyone's development that most people should try to become a teacher or at least try and help in that field. And that would bring me to that last point, which is just the actual reward you get from it, which is watching these children develop. I mean, you get to, if you're, even as a college teacher, like Dave, you get to see us come in, September as maybe these really not very good public speakers to the end where maybe we're actually pretty good, or at least some development. And I think seeing that is very important, and just knowing you played a part in that development is such a rewarding feeling, I feel, to just doing that. This would bring me to my interview, which was actually not with a teacher, but my mother, who's a para-aide, and even she's a para-aide, has said she gets to be a part of that development and seeing kids, come in 6th grade at the middle school and go out 8th grade and just watching how they mature in those 3 years and helping them understand disciplinary rules. It's just a really interesting thing, and she even said it's comparable to seeing like your own children go, just watching one snapshot of it. So that would basically tie up my entire thing. I've told you that teachers don't really make enough money to live luxuriously, but definitely stably. There's a huge need for them still, both in the literal sense with fields that are popping up and also just in needs of what teachers do. And that you get a true experience of watching other children go and help them develop. And those are just 3 reasons why I myself want to be a teacher. Thank you. Any questions?
What kind of teaching?